I wanted to react to some of the scariest videos on the internet today. And I thought to myself, what better category of fear than cave diving? Everybody's worst nightmare. So ladies and gentlemen, I've compiled, or I found a video that has compiled, some of the worst cave diving experiences ever. Or at least the ones that are on camera. So, here we go. Let's react to this.
His passion nearly cost him his life.
Okay, so this is Cantrell Caving.
On November 3rd, 2023, a group of 5 young men, including Alex and his close friend Jacob, set out to explore a cave they had never been in before. The plan was simple. Follow the rope, reach the end, and document the journey. But nothing ever goes exactly as planned underground. At first, everything seemed fine. Headlamps on,
how did they do
boots
this?
laced, spirits high. They moved deeper inside, unaware that the conditions had already changed, and fast.
Do it!
Oh, hell no, man. Imagine scraping your head on the top of that, and look at how deep he's chest deep in the water, and it's probably ice cold, because you know cave water is not like normal outside water. It gets freezing in there. Plus it's probably like stagnant and shit like that. Hell no.
Not long into their descent, they found themselves battling rising water. The cave's narrow passages were partially flooded, making every step harder and far more dangerous. The air was heavy with moisture, and the rocks were slick. Every step forward took them deeper, both into the cave and into the unknown.
Look at their hair. It's nasty, muddy, and dirty.
I'm asking for a friend. It just says last minute emergency heat source.
They were still laughing,
They're talking about pissing in cave
reaching the end
suits.
of the tunnel, but beneath the surface, tension was starting to build. Jacob, who had scouted part of the route ahead, tried to warn them. Some sections are completely underwater.
He said some sections are completely underwater. All it takes is one little movement, and now the water level is fluctuating, and that could just get in your mouth, and everybody's freaking out, and then you can just drown that easily. And all it takes to drown is one gulp or one breath of water, and you're done. You're cooked.
You'll have to duck your head just to get through.
Look at
There's
this.
no way to breathe in parts of it.
That should make you scream, bro. This is freaky. This is horrifying. People do this.
Still, the group pushed forward, following the rope and hoping nothing would go wrong.
Something's gonna go wrong.
Into the flooded tunnel, fear began to show on Alex's face. His confidence faded. His movements grew tense and frantic. The water level kept rising until it filled his ears, and the only way to breathe was to tilt his head straight up toward the ceiling.
You know something bad's gonna happen, bro.
The more unstable he became, until suddenly, everything went wrong.
Look, see exactly what I was talking about. Look, somebody does something, now the water's going everywhere, he's about to drown. He's about to get bacteria in his mouth, too. You hear him freaking out?
Oh my God! I'm coming out! Alright.
Should have been came out, man.
Alex's friends panicked.
Look at him banging his head on the top.
He grabbed onto Alex in desperation, nearly dragging them both underwater. Cold, water, darkness, claustrophobia. In a cave, panic is your worst enemy. Despite the chaos, they somehow managed to keep their heads above water.
Look, his head is bleeding. You see that? His head is literally bleeding because all of that space, or all that lack of space, you just kind of bang your head trying to get gasp for air, get your head above the water. You scratch the fuck out of your brain, and now look at him.
They pulled themselves.
He's probably gonna get infected.
By the time they reached an open space, both Alex and his friend were scraped, bruised, and completely exhausted. It could have ended very differently. They were lucky to survive.
Look at his head. Jesus.
This man was exploring a cave when he reached a dangerously narrow passage. Determined to push forward, he squeezed himself into the tight gap and nearly became stuck.
Who wants to do that,
The video was uploaded to YouTube on January 10th, 2022.
Caveman hikes.
Under the title, Smothered in a Claustrophobic Cave. The man behind the channel, Caveman.
Oh my God, how much money does it take for you guys to get in this position right here? You see his leg? And his arm, how much money, guys? At least 10 mil for me, at least. That's our starting point. That's our business doing point.
And hikes has posted dozens of similar videos where he successfully escapes caves
Oh
after
yeah,
long
hell
and
no.
risky explorations. But in this video,
This makes my
things look
skin
far more
raw.
tense.
But so far I haven't felt like that squeeze. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take the light with me, is the problem. If I go
Got
Superman
goosebumps.
style, I can certainly get through, but then my clothes are gonna bunch up, and it'll look cool on camera, but very uncomfortable.
So his skin is going to be rubbing on
bunching
rock.
clothes up and backing up at the same time. So one of the nice things about these is you can use your feet for leverage, and you can't see that, but I take my feet and I pinch it up against the ceiling, and then I use that to leverage myself backwards. So I'm leveraging myself through here. And I fit okay. It didn't look like I was gonna, but I'm pretty much... I just have a hard time leveraging myself to move
Sounds
myself
like
over
he's
this
stuck
knuckle.
now. Sounds like he's stuck.
But it's gonna be a little lossy here.
For a while, he keeps trying to push deeper into the cave.
I kind of like this guy's demeanor. He's very positive and he's talking us through the whole thing. It's a lot different than the first video because I think solo, you don't have the risk of the panicking friends around you, but also it's more risky because nobody can help you.
But eventually realizes he's almost completely trapped.
Trying to give you a decent view of what's going on in my little gumdrop's life here. I'll bring you closer.
Imagine getting a leg cramp right there. Cramp in your foot.
There we go. So it's all about leverage, and I don't know where my feet are here. But I'm working my way through here as I can. I can't turn and see. You see, this is the problem with the clothes bunching up.
I see.
My knee pad's caught.
Oh my god. That last guy had balls of steel to do that alone. Crazy.
This story comes from the YouTube channel Action Adventure Twins, run by two brothers, James and Edward. Since early 2020,
Okay.
they've been exploring dangerous and extremely tight cave systems, documenting their underground adventures. But in March
Look at all
2021,
that mud
one
on
of their
there.
expeditions brought them terrifyingly close to death. They decided to explore the well-known Pettyjohn Cave in Georgia. By that time, they had already visited several sections of this sprawling maze-like cave system.
Alright, see this right here, this is a cool experience. I can get with this. Like if there's a lot of ceiling space, a lot of width to your arms, you can reach out and you don't touch the walls. But when it gets claustrophobic, that's a no-no. I think you have to be born a certain way to be able to go in spots like that with your arms bunched up. It's
Even
crazy.
discovering an underground waterfall during one of their previous trips. They felt confident enough to take on
Yeah,
the challenges of this underground labyrinth. However,
This is okay,
this time,
but still
their
it's
goal was one of the most
pushing it.
difficult sections of the cave, appropriately named the Nervous Breakdown.
nervous breakdown. No.
A title that perfectly describes the mental state of anyone attempting to pass through it. The beginning of the trip went smoothly. The brothers squeezed through a narrow entrance and reached the first open chamber of the cave. But soon, the passages began to narrow again,
This is so
forcing them to
confusing.
crawl through tighter and tighter spaces. After about 25 minutes of crawling, they faced their first serious obstacle. A muddy chamber with a deep, narrow pit in the middle that had to be carefully skirted along the edge. One wrong move would mean falling into a tight shaft with almost zero chance of climbing back out.
Oh
The
my
slippery
God.
walls and lack of solid footing would make it nearly impossible to pull someone out. After safely passing
Jesus.
this dangerous area, they finally reached the entrance to the infamous Nervous Breakdown. To their frustration, part of the surrounding area had collapsed, making it much harder to find a safe route forward. Rocks were
That's one thing about caves too. They can just, the nature of them can change with like a tectonic shift or some shit like that, and then now you got a new cave.
scattered everywhere. Narrow drops surrounded them, and pitch-black darkness filled the space. After a long search, Edward eventually located an entrance and decided to go down,
Oh my
leaving
god.
his brother
bro.
above as a backup in case something went wrong. He had no idea that this decision would become one of the biggest mistakes of his life. After descending a bit deeper, Edward tried to contact his brother, but there was no response.
I found
What?
a rope. Huh.
Why is he not responding?
Huh. I don't hear James anymore. Uh-oh.
He suddenly found himself in a nightmare scenario.
Because these batteries just laying
lost in
around.
an unknown part of the cave with no way to communicate. At first, he tried to stay calm and continued moving, still hoping he would meet James somewhere ahead. But
Did
after
he?
30 minutes of searching and calling out with no answer, the reality of the situation began to sink in.
Did
He
he
knew that
die?
panic was the worst possible reaction, but anxiety was slowly taking over. After countless failed attempts to locate his brother, Edward decided to retrace his steps, only to realize how difficult that would be.
Oh, God. They're lost.
James! James!
Why is he not responding, bro? That's creeping
It's been
me
like
out.
30 minutes since I last saw him. I don't even know where I'm at. I tried to go back to the last place I saw him, and everything just looks the same.
Oh, my God.
It's just a jumble maze.
Every direction looked exactly the same in the
It's-
dim light of his headlamp.
I can't even
Narrow
tell what's
tunnels and
happening.
uneven rock walls offered no landmarks to help him remember where he had come from. With every step, the situation became more desperate. A single wrong choice could leave him wedged in a passage too tight to escape. Or worse, he could fall into a hidden fissure.
Hidden
even without
fissure?
physical-
What is that? Now I'm just learning about new stuff. Hidden fissure? Is that like a deep, deep, deep crack and you just get wedged in there?
Injury, it would be easy to wander in circles until exhaustion took over. The recording, which began with excitement as he entered the nervous breakdown, could have ended as a tragic documentation of his final moments. After what felt like endless wandering in circles, Edward finally spotted a small but familiar detail.
Okay.
A piece of marker tape he had noticed earlier on his way down.
That's what they
Following
needed.
it,
Markers.
He was finally able to find his way back.
James! Oh,
There he is.
you're over here? Oh, dude.
Does sound not travel
What's
the
maze,
same way?
man? Oh, hey, I see your light. Dude. I thought we were never gonna see each other. Dude, I know.
Yo,
After
they got
reuniting,
lucky.
the brothers stayed together for the rest of the expedition and eventually made it safely out of the cave without serious injuries. This experience didn't stop them from exploring caves. They continue to upload videos to their YouTube channel, but now they do so with far more caution and
There you
much better
go.
preparation.
Alright, well I'm happy that they learned their lesson from that one, because that's a horrible experience. And I'm thinking that sound doesn't travel the same way in caves, because how come he couldn't hear him? It's just them in the cave. There's literally no noise being made. So maybe the sound waves bounced off the wall and went down different corridors or something like that. I don't know. It's beyond me.
The following story took place in January
Legit
2014.
horror movie.
When a group of cave explorers set out to conquer Lost John's Cave in Lancashire, England. This impressive cave system stretches for about 3 miles, with known depths reaching around 700 feet. Most of the team had years of caving experience behind them, and, like many seasoned explorers, they were confident in their abilities. They carefully prepared for the expedition, studying maps, planning their route,
Okay,
and packing the necessary gear.
that's
But in the
smart.
world of caving, there is a brutal truth. When something goes wrong, no amount of planning can guarantee safety. Even the most experienced explorers can find themselves in life-threatening situations. That
Look
is
at this
exactly
guy.
what happened to one member of the group,
Good
Bob
as head.
Johnson. At first, the expedition went smoothly. The team moved deeper into the cave, using their equipment to overcome each obstacle. But everything changed when they reached a section known as the Tube, an extremely narrow passage that required crawling forward on their stomachs. To make matters worse, part of the passage was filled with water,
Is that running
making
water?
visibility and breathing even more difficult.
Looks like there's a
Despite the
stream or
dangerous
something.
conditions, the group decided to continue. The thinnest member went first and managed to squeeze through. Bob Johnson went next, and he was far less fortunate.
Alright,
At
Bob,
first
what
he made
happened?
steady progress through the tube, but soon he began to struggle, even in the slightly wider sections.
Oh, shit, man. There's got to be a weight and height requirement. He's freaking
Somehow
out.
he reached the narrowest part of the passage, and that's where his luck ran out.
Look at him, and the water's hitting his face. He's getting waterboarded.
He became completely wedged from the waist down,
God.
and every attempt to free himself only made things worse. Being stuck in such a tight space is already horrifying. The feeling of solid rock squeezing your body, the walls closing in, you can't move, you can barely breathe, and panic begins to creep in.
Yeah, you can't rest your body either because you're not in an adequate position to rest your muscles and kind of recover to get your strength back because you're in an awkward, cramped up position. Look at his head. It's even like laying on a bed of sharp rock
For
right
Bob,
there.
the nightmare was just beginning. On top of being trapped, he now had to face a far more terrifying threat: rising water.
Oh, yeah,
Water
he's
makes
cooked.
any caving trip infinitely more dangerous. In a dry cave, even if you get stuck, at least you have time to think, time to plan. But when water starts rising, the situation becomes deadly within minutes. Imagine freezing water slowly climbing up your body while you are trapped in solid rock, unable
Ice
to
cold.
move. The terror is indescribable. Bob knew he had only a short time before drowning became a real possibility, and he fought desperately to free himself. But the water soaked through his clothing, making him heavier, and his escape attempts even more hopeless.
Damn, bro, it keeps
Just when the
getting worse.
situation seemed completely hopeless, one of the team members had an idea. The idea that would ultimately save Bob's life.
Well, baby oil, oil him up.
Yeah, it looks tight. Billy, I get it. Pull in! Pull in!
Instead of trying to push him forward, the team members behind him began carefully pulling him back the way he came, and it worked. Bob was finally freed, though his ordeal was far from over. Later,
Surprised
he shared
they
in
didn't
the
try
comments
that
that
already.
he and the two teammates who rescued him had to crawl for another 3 hours to escape the cave through an
Hell no.
alternative route. This incident left such a deep psychological scar that even today, Bob says he can't watch the footage from that day without experiencing severe anxiety.
Yo.
This unsettling video was filmed by Jacob, an experienced explorer obsessed with uncovering the secrets of abandoned mines. For nearly 20 years, he had descended into forgotten tunnels, documenting his journeys and sharing the hidden history of these places with his viewers. But this time was different. This time he encountered something he would never forget. On the cold, rainy evening of December 5th, 2017, Jacob drove down a dark, deserted road toward another abandoned mine, unaware of what awaited him underground.
This is like Blair Witch or something like that. Literally, it looks like Blair Witch. Forest slowly overtaking the old mill ruins at the Warlock
Okay,
mine.
that's the portal to the Waldeck mine. I'm inside. The wind has kind of died down a little bit, and it's not raining, so I managed to stay dry. Of course, I'm inside this little alcove, kind of. But anyway, you come down this little incline path, and then big boulders here you have to climb over, and then the tunnel's right behind me this way. So let's check it out.
Come along with me as I
let's get in
explore the
here.
Waldeck mine.
At first, everything seemed normal, almost calm. But the deeper he ventured,
Boy, this
the
one looks
stronger a strange
creepier
feeling
than all
of
of them.
unease grew inside him as he passed beneath rotting wooden beams, barely holding back the crushing weight of the earth. After more than 15 minutes of walking, something strange appeared on camera.
What?
Take this branching tunnel.
He saw something?
Way in.
Did you just see the white light appear further down the main tunnel in the dark, right
I'm assuming
inside?
that X means a dead end or somebody died.
Wait.
A faint flash of light deep in the tunnel.
Yo, I
like a
saw it.
distant
Did you
flashlight
guys see
beam.
that?
Though Jacob didn't notice it at the time.
What?
Moments later, disturbing sounds began to echo through the tunnel. Soft, whisper-like noises coming from somewhere just out of sight.
This has got to be a prank,
Do you
man.
hear that?
Do you hear that?
Sounds like, what, is that wind? Can you, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera.
Ooh.
Do you hear that? Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy.
This has got to be a joke.
Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know
How
what
are
that
you
is.
not running right now?
Let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird.
I'm convinced this has got to be a well-scripted, like, VHS horror type thing that never came out and they just put it on YouTube, because that is freaky as fuck. His reaction is not appropriate.
That was strange. I hear the air blowing here. Wow. I'm getting out of here and you can really hear that airflow. I'm getting out of here and heading home.
Uneasy, Jacob turned back toward the entrance, but on his way out, he noticed another tunnel he had missed before, and cautiously decided to investigate.
Oh god, this is where he gets killed. Why is that swinging? Is that swinging? What are we looking at? Looks like something is down there.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not.
Oh my god.
Inside,
the ghost of the miners.
Steel chains hung from the ceiling, ordinary at first glance, until he saw one of them slowly swaying back and forth, as if someone had just touched it. That was enough for Jacob. Realizing he was not alone, he immediately left the mine and never looked back. To this day, he still has no explanation for what happened in that tunnel. It remains an unsolved mystery.
This is evidence of the paranormal. That's what that is.
This unsettling 30-minute
Wait, what did this say?
was filmed
Spiders? Did that say spiders? Did that say spiders?
What happened in that tunnel? It remains an unsolved mystery.
Oh, yeah. No, this is 250 mil right here just for me to step foot on the premises. 250
This unsettling
M's.
30-minute video was filmed by a man named Daniel, who entered a cave with two of his friends despite having no proper caving experience or equipment.
Oh shit,
Only a
this is
few
the
minutes
worst
after
one.
going underground, they got lost.
They saved
as
the best for
anyone would
last.
expect. While searching for a way out, Daniel discovered a small chamber crawling with massive spiders.
Oh! I'm not scared of spiders, but there's a shitload of them.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, spiders, don't touch me and I won't touch you.
They're touching
you, bro. To make things
bro.
even worse,
You're getting
one of
touched.
his friends nearly became stuck between the cave walls. At first, the group tried to stay calm and act as if everything was under control. But as the video goes on, the tension rises and panic slowly begins to take over. Fortunately, after a terrifying struggle in the darkness, all three of them eventually managed to find their way out unharmed.
Oh, okay.
And especially just fucking the spiders. It gets into the back of your mind.
Okay, they got lucky. That one was for more so people who had arachnophobia to get freaked out too. I don't really have that, but still, imagine being crammed, jammed up, can't move your arms to swat a spider off your face, and it's just crawling over your eyeball, crawling up into your nose or your ear, some shit like that. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, that was our little cave diving experience. I'm gonna go home and enjoy my nice warm bed and covers and realize that I don't have to do that ever in my life, because that is a choice. Now is an awesome time to also like the video, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the channel and its growth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you again in the next one. Peace.